Are you dreaming of starting a new life in Alaska? Well, it's an adventure like no other, but it's not as simple as packing a bag and moving in. Alaska demands preparation, and we're here to help you build the ultimate Alaska starter kit. Whether you're moving for work, adventure, or just a change of pace, this guide will help you thrive in the last frontier. So let's get into it. Alaska's winters are no joke. In some areas, temperatures can drop to 40 below or even lower, and frostbite's a real concern if you're not prepared. That's why a quality cold weather gear isn't just a recommendation, it's a necessity. A warm parka is a must. Many locals swear by down-filled coats for their unbeatable insulation. Brands like Canada Goose and North Face are popular choices, but any high-quality insulated coat will do. Layering is also key. Start with a moisture-wicking base layer made of wool or synthetic materials like polypropylene. Avoid cotton. It retains moisture and will leave you freezing. Invest in some good boots. In breakup time, extra toughs aren't just popular, they're like a symbol of Alaska life. These waterproof boots are great for everything from slushy roads to icy trails. But realistically, most good winter boots will get you from point A to point B. If you're going to be out in the elements at -40 for a long time, consider investing in some of those classic bunny boots. They're the best. Accessories matter too. A thick hat, insulated gloves, and wool socks could mean the difference between staying comfortable and losing feeling in your fingers and toes. Don't cut corners on winter gear. If you try to save money on cheap options, you'll end up replacing them later. I always recommend shopping at Prospector Outfitters on South Cushman in Fairbanks. You can also check them out in Valdez too. They have a great selection. They've got fair prices, and they've got amazing gear that will actually last you through an Alaskan winter. More than one if you take care of it too. Alaska's winters are brutal on vehicles, so if you're bringing a car from the lower 48, you may need to make a few upgrades. An engine block heater is essential. This simple device warms your engine so it starts on frigid mornings. If your vehicle doesn't have a block heater on it, and installed, it's okay. Don't worry. There are a ton of local shops in Fairbanks and North Pole that can install one for you. A remote auto start system, if you don't have one on your vehicle, is an absolute game changer. Being able to start your car from inside your house or your workplace means you're not going to be stuck in the cold waiting for it to warm up. This is a good thing not just for, creature comforts, being able to go get into a nice warm vehicle, but getting your vehicle warmed up also prepares it to be, moving at the speed limit anytime you're driving around. Getting it warmed up, just like if you were warming up before going to work out, is pretty impactful. You don't want to be driving around a clunky frozen vehicle, at a high rate of speed. You want to be warmed up before you do that, just like your vehicle should be. Tires matter as well. Studded snow tires or high quality winter tires improve traction and make for a lot safer driving on icy roads. But you don't necessarily need to invest in studded snow tires or Blizzak tires. If you've got a good, all-weather tire, you should be okay. Just take it slow and you'll be all right. But that being said, if you want to invest in some good quality tires, take the time to do that. Also, one thing to keep in mind, there are date restrictions for when you can have studded snow tires on your vehicle, so pay attention to those for your local area. Another thing to keep in mind is to always carry an emergency kit in your vehicle. Alaskan roads can be unpredictable, and getting stranded in the cold can be dangerous. So make sure you keep a kit in your car. Some things to keep in there, maybe a couple of wool blankets, some non-perishable snacks, something that doesn't get frozen, like you don't want to keep cans of fruit or cans of vegetables in there, because that's just going to be a frozen can of vegetables. Having a flashlight, extra batteries, maybe a flashlight that can be charged with a USB, so you can, charge it in your vehicle. A shovel, maybe some sand or cat litter or a little bit of gravel, so that way you can dig yourself out of the snow and put a little bit of traction under your car, under your tires. And also a first aid kit. All of those things could be good for you. Also consider when you're going out in the snow or out in the really, really deep, dark, cold winter, if you're going to be driving for a little while, make sure that you're carrying your coat, your hat, your gloves, your boots. Maybe bring a pair of snow pants with you, just in case. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. One winter I heard about a driver who got stuck in a blizzard on the Richardson Highway and had to wait for several hours for help. The extra blankets and food that they had in their car made all the difference. Alaska isn't about just adventure, it's about smart preparation as well. Thinking about moving to Fairbanks? Well, click on the link below for my free relocation guide where I talk about top schools, top neighborhoods, and so much more. Keeping warm in Alaska is more than just turning up the thermostat. Many homes rely on heating oil, or some places have natural gas as well, and staying stocked up is crucial. Always try to keep your heating fuel tank at about half full if you can. Running out of heating fuel in the middle of the winter is dangerous and expensive. Consider a backup heating source. A wood stove is a lifesaver if your main heating system should fail. Some residents even have solar power with battery backups in remote areas. You can also get a generator hookup for your home, so that way in the event that power power does go out, you can start your generator up, keep your home running, and keep your home from freezing up in freezing temperatures. You can protect your plumbing at home by wrapping your pipes in heat tape. You don't necessarily need to wrap every pipe in heat tape, but your main lines coming in from your well and maybe out to your septic system should probably all be lined with heat tape. The heat tape can prevent from freezing and some really costly repairs. You know, trying to replace a well line in the middle of winter is going to be tough, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. It's a lot better to invest in those things kind of going in as opposed to paying thousands of dollars to replace it later. Many parts of Alaska see heavy snowfall every year, and clearing it isn't just a chore, it's a necessity. Investing in the right tools up front, a high quality snowblower, a snow shovel, or even a snow plow attachment for an ATV or your vehicle, like a 4-wheel drive truck, you know, not like your little sedan, can be super essential for helping keep your driveway clear, help you get out of your driveway, and help keep snow away from your home. Using traction materials, sand, or even ice melt can help keep your driveway and walkways clear during icy conditions too, which is super important. A slip and fall injury will cost you not just time, maybe time away from work, but time where you're mending as opposed to taking care of all of the things that you need to take care of. If you can afford it, you know, some people have also installed heated driveways. There are a few of them in and around town, but if you want to avoid shoveling and you've got a little bit of extra money to do it, you can afford the luxury, hey, consider a heated driveway. Living in Alaska also means coexisting with wildlife. From bears to moose, it's important to stay aware and make precautions. We don't really have to worry about bears, you know, in and around town, but securing your trash. This is important whether you're worried about bears or dogs or ravens. You know, keeping your trash in a secured trash bin keeps critters from getting into your stuff and littering your entire yard with all of your trash. Like I said, I think I've mentioned this before, but we don't typically have a lot of bears, if any, in and around Fairbanks in town. But we definitely have ravens. We have foxes. There are neighborhood dogs that will, you know, get into your trash if you just leave a bag of trash outside in the snow. So, you know, think about securing your trash. It's also important to keep mindful of moose. They are everywhere. They are nowhere. They'll pop up where you least suspect to see them. You know, I see tracks in the snow outside my house all the time, like right outside my window. I've seen them right outside my front porch. Had no idea they were there. They're sitting there eating my pumpkins. Probably got some video footage I'll put in here too. But they're everywhere and they're nowhere, and they will stomp you to death. So be mindful that moose are everywhere. So always kind of keep your head on a swivel. If you're going to be out enjoying the outdoors, store your food properly. You know, keeping your food in bear-proof containers or hanging it high, you know, up in a tree will definitely keep critters from getting in and around your camp. If you're going to be out in the outdoors, don't be quiet unless you're out there hunting too. You know, the louder you are, the least likely that you're going to be to, you know, surprise an animal that could probably take you in a fight. There are a few legal and financial steps to take once you get here too. So some things to keep in mind: get your Alaska driver's license and vehicle registration done within the first 90 days when you get here. When you qualify, you're also going to want to sign up for the permanent fund dividend, the PFD. This is a yearly payment from the state's oil revenue to residents, and some families use this for winter gear, home supplies, you know, heating oil, even travel. So pay attention to this as well. There's a lot of benefits to taking care of this as soon as you qualify. Groceries and utilities are also more expensive here due to, you know, a lot of transportation costs and just the cost of doing business. But locals have found, you know, a few ways to save some money. One thing you can consider is buying in staples like flour, rice, and canned goods last a long time and can, you know, save a little bit of money in the long run. If you've got a green thumb, you can consider growing some of your own food as well. Some residents build greenhouses, like I've got one, and have taken up canning to reduce grocery expenses. Life in Alaska isn't about just survival, it's about embracing the adventure too. You can try ice fishing or aurora chasing. These aren't just pastimes, they're like traditions that everyone tends to get involved with. You can also join in community events. Annual events like the Iditarod and the Fur Rendezvous are great ways to experience Alaskan culture. And this year, for the first time in 8 years, we actually had the Iditarod start in Fairbanks, which was awesome. It was a great thing to be a part of that. Alaska is the land of extremes, and preparation is the key to thriving here. What's your top Alaska survival tip? Let us know in the comment section below. If you're planning a move to Fairbanks, check out our Fairbanks relocation guide, which is linked below in the description section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Alaskan insights. We'll see you next time.